Hi, and welcome to Progressive Combatives Instructional Series using MILDOT to calculate distance. There's a couple different variations of the MILDOT. You have the USMC MILDOT, the US Army MILDOT, and you also have TMR, which is another style of mil calculating. As far as our purposes here, we're going to focus on the standard US Army style MILDOT. That is a pretty common one that you'll see with over-the-counter scopes that are sold now. Getting into details here, the first thing that you're going to want to know is how to actually read the mil dot itself. What you're looking at in front of you is the breakdown of the mil reticle itself. Being able to identify 0.1 mil versus 0.2 mil or 0.3 mil is going to be critical as far as getting a close estimation on your range. Basically, the center of one dot to another dot, above it or below it, is 1 mil. And obviously, half that distance in between the two dots is 0.5 mil, only if you're using from the center of that dot. What you'll do once you start doing range estimation is you want to use that crosshair or the bottom of that thick black post, and you want to put that at the bottom of what you're trying to mill out. Doing this is going to make sure you have a fine crosshair on the bottom half, and you're not having a 0.1 mil or 0.2 mil difference in what you're calculating. Next, we'll get into the mill formula. You're going to need a couple different pieces of information for this. We just went over how to actually mill the target itself. So you're going to need that calculation, and you're also going to need to know the size of the target in inches. So if you're out on the range and you know you have 10-inch targets out there, then you're going to use 10, and that's what we use in the example here. Out in the field, a lot of military and police snipers will use what's out in their environment. So they'll be, they know the size of stop signs, police squad car tire sizes to, average doorways, and use that they have in their data books to get their size of the target in inches. So looking at the mil formula, basically you have the size of the target in inches times 25.4, which converts it to meters, divided by the size of the target in mils. And the example of that is you got a 10-inch target with a 1.5 mil reading would look like this. 10 times 25.4 divided by 1.5 equals 169. I think it actually comes out to 169.33, but for this we just rounded down. It's not going to make a huge difference. If you needed to convert this into yards, you just divide this by 0.9144 to convert it over to yards. Now once we start using the same target size out on the range, we can just get into using constants. Instead of typing in 10 times 25.4, we know that's going to be 254. We can just use that. We just do 254 divided by the size of the target in mils. And same thing if the target is 15 inches and so on. Now let's put into play what we've learned here. Using this example, we have a 20-inch target. That's what that green rectangle represents. We're going to do the mil calculation and figure out our distance. So we have a 20-inch target. We times that by 25.4, which gives us 508. And we're going to divide that by our mils. Looking here, using our find adjustment, looking at the bottom left hand with the crosshair, that gives us 2.5 mils. Okay, so we're going to end up with 203 meters to this target right here. And if we want to convert that over to yards, we're going to divide that by 0.9144.